All right, we're back. In Audience, we imported a text file of Twitter names, and it's ready to be used. Before we go on, I want to point out that the number here now says 250. We originally had 257 names in the text file, and when Audience brought the file in, it did some filtering based on your Twitter account's ability to see things. For example, if there are accounts in this Twitter list right here that are private, and you're not friends with them, that account is not going to get imported. There's also accounts in here that you may have blocked. So if you've blocked an account and you're trying to import them into Audience using your Twitter account, then Audience is going to bring them in because you've already blocked them. And then the other item that might have happened is there are accounts in here that may have blocked you, and those accounts will not be imported through Audience because the other account blocked you, and so they're not going to pull the data in. So that's why I have only 250. That means there's people that have blocked me, or I've blocked them, or they're private accounts. But I still got 250 names, and I'll go ahead and work with that. What will happen is I can now click on it, and you will now see Audience has given me a quick rundown and summary. Let me shorten the screen here so you can see what I see. You'll see right here is a big grid of some things, and over here on the right there's a series of tabs that can take me to other names down the list. And I believe it is actually sorted in the with the, I think, the most followers at the top, where at the very end, let's see how far back the end is. 14, yes, to the least followers. So that first block, high followers, the last block, low followers. Not really important for this, but just to give you a sense of where it is. Now, what I actually want to do is I want to take everybody in this list that I just did, and I want to add them to a Twitter list for my use. I can do that. I go over here, I say all criteria, and I want to say add all to a list. And the list I want to add it to is the all media, not the, these are the people, so I want the people list, so that's this top one right here, and I'll say that, and I'll say okay, and it will start the process of importing. This may take a few minutes depending on how fast things are or how long your lists are, but in general, oh, that was done. Now you notice it says only 256 of 250 contacts were successfully added. That also means sometimes that there may be some other issues with the account and your account, and Audience isn't able to resolve that. Unfortunately, Audience doesn't tell you which of these weren't. So of the 246 of the 250 contacts, 4 of them were not imported. It doesn't tell me which ones they are. Even this click here just gives you kind of a basic summary of what might have happened, but doesn't tell you the specifics. It's a bug. I think it's a bug. Anyway, but it's still usable. Now those names are in my Twitter account list. Let me open that up. I go to Twitter, go to the lists, and you will see that the Alltech top ag media list has actually, in my case, I have 338 names there. I've actually added some names to it that I think were missed, so I've kind of supplemented Aidan Conley's list. But in general, the list is sitting right here in Twitter that I can now do some other things to. The other thing that Audience can do is I can now download all the data for all these accounts to another spreadsheet in a really clear, definitive form. So if you say all criteria, export as a Excel spreadsheet, these 250 names, it will do that. And so it is now generating the Excel report. Usually doesn't take that long. There it is. I can click on that and it will download it. And I will go to it. It shows me the file right here, and if I double click on it, I now have a spreadsheet from Audience, which is pulling in the Twitter data for each of those accounts. And so I have the ID, the username, the number of followers, friends, status, some link status, some when they last tweeted, and some of the under the hood stuff like when did they first sign up, when did I follow them, when did I unfollow them, and some other data to the right. So this is actually usable data that you can actually use in a future process, and I will share that some of those steps in another video. So right now what we've done is we've taken Aidan Conley's image of a spreadsheet and gotten them to a real spreadsheet, and then using a tool like Audience to further supplement that data and get back their data from Twitter so that I can now analyze these things. That's it for this video.